a washed-up lawyer, fighting to stay alive, decided to impersonate the most feared underground crime lord in the prison, Shuashu. Every inmate treated him like a god, but there was one man who didn't buy it. A bald veteran con who used to run the place. He'd survived decades in the most dangerous corners of the criminal world, and now he was supposed to bow down to some newcomer? He wasn't having it. Then came a round of applause that made no sense to anyone. The whole room held its breath, waiting to see what would happen. And then the bald man walked past Chang Shua and stepped aside without a word. The place erupted. It wasn't weakness that made him back down. It was the weight of who Chang Shua appeared to be. Everyone had assumed Chang Shua was a fake, until he recited the drug trafficking list from memory, matching the real list word for word, and even pointed out typos in the original.
루카스 마틴. 스펠링이 틀렸잖아. 마틴이 아니라 마틴스. S가 빠졌네?
At that moment, no one doubted him anymore. Word spread through the entire prison fast. Everyone was now convinced Chang Shua was Shuashu. But there was one detail worth paying attention to. Something Chang Shua's right-hand man said. A comment that was hard to read. Was he truly loyal? Or was he playing his own game? Meanwhile, on the outside, powerful tycoon Kong Jihun wasn't the least bit disappointed. Shuashu had swindled him out of billions. And if Chang Shua really was Shuashu, there had to be a way to get that money back. But Chang Shua flatly denied everything and told him to prove it. Then, out of nowhere, the warden received a phone call. The moment he hung up, he ordered Chang Shua to report to the prosecutor's office for questioning.
갑자기? 왜?
그 피터 홍이 잡혔거든. 어젯밤에.
피터 그저 잡혔어요?
This was Chang Shua's real moment of truth. If the middleman identified him as Shuashu, he'd be forced to surrender everything and face life in prison. If the middleman said he wasn't Shuashu, his entire cover would collapse, and his life wouldn't be worth much after that. Either way, he was walking a razor's edge. The interrogation began. Something felt off from the start. The moment the middleman saw Chang Shua, his eyes started away. He couldn't bring himself to look directly at him. When the interrogator asked Chang Shua if he was admitting to being Shuashu, Chang Shua stayed cool and said, "Lying can save a lot of trouble sometimes." When asked why he had a drug trafficking list in his possession, he didn't even flinch, said he found it in the prison garden. The interrogator had no choice but to push the middleman to make a positive ID on the spot. Just as the middleman was about to speak, his watch went off. An insulin injection alert. They had to let him take care of it first, but the moment he finished the injection, his body went into violent convulsions. He crashed to the floor, foaming at the mouth, and lost consciousness. Chang Shua rushed to his side, but there was nothing he could do. He could only watch the man die right in front of him. And in that moment, everything clicked for Chang Shua. Whoever was able to pull off a hit inside a heavily secured prosecutor's office meant the real Shuashu had to be somewhere in that very room.